everyone. Welcome, KCIW listeners at 100.7 and kciw.org, Brookings, Oregon. Here we go with our routine. You know how to do it, but just as a reminder, you say never been lived before, but I say it's a brand new day. Here we go. It's a brand new day. Never been lived before. So welcome to Joyously Free with none better than me, Joanie Lindenmeyer, a best-selling author and resident of Harbor, Oregon for 34 years. Can you believe that? So my KCIW radio show is also known as my Gadio show, thanks to Emily, Viv, and Will. We will talk about LGBTQ stories and tips, along with religion, church, faith, and spirituality. Simply put, we're going to be talking and learning a lot from our guests about joy, freedom, courage, confidence, and collaboration. It's a joy to be here with all of you, and we're going to encompass many wide range of topics. The purpose of our show, like I said, is joy and freedom. And it all comes from a book that I co-authored with Elizabeth Ann Atkins. And would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen, and kids and people and everybody? Yes, Elizabeth is going to be our guest today. So because it is my second book called Joyously Free, that is our theme for this radio show. It's a book that boasts 32 contributing writers, many of them local to Brookings, Gold Beach, and Crescent City. And they all believe in living their truth. This weekly show is exciting because I believe it has hope in divinity, in that Jesus, God, whatever name you put on a higher being, is always with us, me and you. So we never have to be troubled, not to be afraid, not to be saddened, but joy and peace are an internal expression of love and harmony that is already within us, and we only have to reach deep within and let it out. As usual, we know there's no hate speech, no hate behaviors, and no bullying. We're going to stick with the 3 C's: courage, confidence, and collaboration. We seek to understand, believe, know about abundant gratefulness, respect, and appreciation with our nature, our friends, our family, and our kind, loving community right here on the Southern Oregon and Northern California coast. Our special guest, you're going to meet her in just a minute, but hang on, because you know what we need to do first. We need to start with our prayer. And our prayer is a way that we can shine light on our community and our world. So let's just center ourselves for just a minute. Let's take a deep breath in with the good and out with the doubt. Let's breathe in through your nose with hope and out from your mouth with any fears. One more time. Take a big, deep breath in with joy and out with worry or despair. Hi, Jesus. Hi, God. Hi, Spirit. Thanks for being with us on this very beautiful, special day. Dear Lord, today I've picked a poem to read because I think it has to do with my view of life, and I think it has to do with our guest's view of life. It's a poem from Joseph T. Nolan, and it goes like this. God of joy, give me your good spirit. God of harmony, let me dance to the rhythms of your world. I think you have a good time with your creation, O God. You pour out the oceans from your cup and roll them like a bowling ball in the ocean. Lord, help me to have fun. I'm asking you because a God who invented butterflies and ducks must know something about it. Remind me to have a good time every day. I love that poem. I've had this in my prayer book since I was in my 20s. And what this poem means to me is that the God, the spirit of our life, the harmony of our life, is all around us. And all we have to do is open our eyes, looking at the ocean, looking at the shore, looking at people's faces, no matter who the people are, whether they are LGBTQ or a downtrodden or somebody with just gurus of beautiful cars and sequins around their neck. Lord, we thank you for putting us on this earth to do your will. We thank you, O God, for hearing us and being with us today. Please, God, bless us to do your will, and in your name, amen. Okay, everybody. We've had our intro, we've had our prayer, and now it's time for the drum roll. I am so excited to introduce to everyone in my community our special guest, my friend, a co-author, a guru of books. Her name is Elizabeth Ann Atkins, the co-founder of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing. She is the woman that everybody wants to get to know, and it's your chance today to hear all about her. Elizabeth, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Joanie.
Oh my gosh, it's my honor and privilege. You are in Detroit, Michigan. We are in Oregon. We're doing this by phone. I think this is incredible, and I want to make sure that you get your pizzazness shared with our community. So how about talking about our topic, which is celebrating diverse voices. How did you come up with diverse voices in your career?
Wow, Joanie, wonderful. Well, celebrating diverse voices is our brand. It's our motto. It's our mission. And my sister Catherine and I co-founded our company, Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, 9 years ago. We've since published 60 memoirs, business books, and novels, and nonfiction self-help books. And our mission is rooted in our own personal experience as being mixed-race children in an interracial family in a world where there was no literature reflecting our identity or our family story. Mm-hmm. So Catherine and I were both English majors at the University of Michigan. We both have master's degrees in writing. We set out to write ourselves into American history, into American literature, pardon me, and history.
Yes.
Because we're making history as we live. And so Catherine and I set about to write ourselves into American literature by writing books about our experience and how it can help others. We hoped that by having a mirror of ourselves on the pages of books, it would also serve as an affirmation for other people like us who are from interracial families and had mixed race identities that often need help figuring out who am I, what's my place in the world, what's my purpose. So Catherine wrote 3 young adult novels called the Veronica series, and I proceeded to write my master's thesis at Columbia University Graduate School of Journalism about the mixed race experience and history in America. And then from that, I became a reporter at the Detroit News where I covered race relations. And then I started writing books with mixed race characters and provocative themes about race. And all 3 of my first novels became bestsellers, including the one I wrote with Billy D. Williams, the actor from Star Wars. And as a result, I continued to write books with themes about diversity, which the term wasn't even a term back then, but then Catherine, who has a really strong business and finance background, saw that I was ghostwriting books for people who came to me and said, will you write my life story? We decided to team up, and we organically attracted people with stories that express their diverse voices. And by diverse, I mean race, religion, physical ability. We have one author who runs marathons and is a motivational speaker. He's a former Army sergeant who lost his legs in Afghanistan when he stepped on a bomb. And now he runs on blades, and he speaks from this perspective that is just mind-blowingly inspiring. Mm-hmm. Master Sergeant Cedric King, The Making Point. So we, as a result, have written and published books by people of so many backgrounds with messages about human harmony, dignity, integrity, and moving our world forward with peace and love for all. We also publish books by LGBTQ plus authors.
Yay!
Joyously Free, yep, You, None Better, and then the 2 books you and I did together, Joyously Free and Healing Religious Hurts, are LGBTQ plus themed. And we have other authors who are gay or lesbian, and we celebrate. This is humanity. This is everybody. And it's our mission to make certain that everyone's voice is shared, because that only perpetuates the human harmony that is our purpose.
Yes, yes. I love how you're saying all that. And I can go back to when I first met you and heard that you were also an author, not just a publisher and an editor, and you had, I think it was your first book, help me if I'm wrong, White Chocolate.
Right.
Right. The characters in there also had diverse themes, and they were diverse in it. And I thought, this is really, really cool. I love that. And then I moved on to your second book, The Dark
Secret.
The Dark Secret. And then your two newest books, which has to do with the power of being human, is one thing. I want you to talk more about that, please, because all your characters in all your books exude exactly who you and Catherine are. Can you talk about some of that, please?
Oh, wow. Thanks, Joanie. Yes. So my latest books by me are Elizabeth Ann Atkins, are my Goddess Power series. And this 6-part series of self-help books it's very unique. And I created a retreat. So the reader feels like she's on a retreat, learning about self-empowerment tools that include meditation, energy clearing, and journaling. And so it's very unique on this 7-day retreat, but I created these 22 women characters who all represent women from their 20s to their 70s and every issue you can imagine. And they are diverse races. They include Native American, Mexican American, African American, people who have ancestry as Italian and other ethnicities that came to America. And then they also, one woman is in a wheelchair, and several women are LGBTQ plus. One is polyamorous, one is bisexual, one is lesbian, one is a woman who lived her life as a hetero married woman because that's what her family wanted, and then she's coming out as lesbian. And so I portray all these women who have these diverse experiences so that readers can relate and find wisdom and guidance in their evolution in the storytelling, along with all the exercises. So that's my mission, to teach all these personal empowerment things that I use on a daily basis to look and feel my best every single day.
Right on, right on. And it so ties in with the title of this radio show, Joyously Free, because every single character in your books finds a joyously free moment or episode or life. You know, I just think that's so cool. You know, so can we go back to you personally, Elizabeth? And can you talk about your daily routine or what you do to stay and be joyously free?
Yeah, because I am. I'm living life. I love my life. I love the little moments. It's really important. And I serve as an example. And people actually tell me I give them permission to love themselves and to invest the time and energy in self-care and change their mindset, which changes their life. So things that I do on a daily basis were learned in pain. And that's how my Goddess Power series evolved, from me having a moment that was extremely difficult during my divorce when God told me, you are goddess. And as a result, my spirituality, which was already strong, deepened. And I learned how to meditate. I became a certified meditation teacher. So that became an integral part of my day of using meditation and energy clearing and power journaling, which is something Catherine and I created by combining meditation and journaling. And it's in the books, which are available at twosisterswriting.com, the BIS tribe. So BIS is my nickname that my sister created, and BIS represents being unique. And I do my own thing. I march to the beat of my own drum, and being joyously free on a daily basis for me means having the power to live and love as I truly desire. I do not decide based on other people. I do what Elizabeth wants. Self-care is one of my top non-negotiable priorities on a daily basis, which includes my spiritual practices, my journaling. It includes doing things like really savoring each moment, like with my food, what I drink, my coffee, my exercise. I make every little tiny moment of the day something special. I was driving in my car today. I was savoring all the sensations, The sun was out. It was like 10 degrees out, but the sun was out and bright. The steering wheel, I have a heated steering wheel. So I was wrapping my fingers around the heating steer, feeling super grateful at every moment. If there's one word, Joanie, that sums up my joyously freeness, it is gratitude. Because when I stay focused from the moment I wake up, and even before that in my sleep, I'm focused, thank you, God, for everything. And I just tick down a list of it constantly in my head, in my journal. And when I stay in that extreme state of gratitude, it changes my whole outlook. You cannot be not joyously free. You can only be joyously free when you stay in that gratitude zone.
Oh.
Because everything feels like a miracle. Everything feels like a gift, a blessing. And, people are, things go wrong, problems happen. But when you give thanks for a solution before it even happened with such faith that God's going to take care of it in an amazing way, it happens. And it makes you feel better in the moment while you're flexing your faith.
Oh, totally, totally. And I think I operate out of that same consciousness and subconsciousness, that thankfulness. And I really learned that when Carol had her stroke. Oh my gosh, when everything goes wrong and you do not have a body, she only had half of a working body. It's like, oh my gosh, everything became such an attitude of gratitude. And you do use that word a lot. And you don't just use the word, you epitomize because you show it. You show it by your daily actions. Another word that I think about when I think of you, Elizabeth, is the word bliss. What does the word bliss mean to you?
Well, it's one letter off from Biss, the nickname that my sister gave me, which rhymes with kiss. But bliss, for me, is really going after those moments where I just feel joyously free and happy. I recently was blessed with a trip. I was on the beach and I was in the sun where I love to be, looking out at the turquoise water, looking at the sky. I was in bliss. It's like where everything is just in sync and I'm happy as I can be. And so you have to cultivate bliss. You don't have to be on a vacation to do that. You can do it in your home. I do it when I prepare my food. I do it when I have my coffee in the morning. I do it when I do my nighttime routine. It's bliss for me because I am orchestrating my day according to what I want. And it's amazing to have that autonomy, but also the confidence to do that, because too many people operate by what comes after the word should. We should not even use that word. Whenever you hear yourself saying, I should do this, blah, 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 it means someone else has put it in your head that you're supposed to do that. And it's their desire, not yours. I'm not talking about, oh, you should eat your vegetables. Of course you should eat your vegetables. I'm talking about, oh, I should go do this or that I don't really want to do, but out of obligation or expectation. When you stop operating by what other people want for you, and being LGBTQ plus, that's probably one of the number one things that other people want to impose their opinion about how you should live and love. When you stop operating by that, that is the ultimate liberation.
Right. And people do not see that. Some people do not agree with this, but this is your life. It's your choice. It's my life and my choice. What I say, what I think, and what I do. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Oh, absolutely. But unfortunately, human beings by nature love to program children and adults into thinking and behaving a certain way or face the consequences of it. And so there's a lot of pressure to live and love a certain way. And that's where the courage and confidence of being LGBTQ plus, living joyously free, which is what our book is all about, and how to do that, comes into play.
Absolutely. And in our book, we have 32 contributing writers that talk about living their truth, living that joyously free. And many of them talk about, just like you mentioned a few minutes ago, that it came about from pain. And then from there, it went on. Would you talk a little bit either about the pain? I have two questions here. One is how the pain got you into that mode. And then the other one is, what does your family think of you now that you are this guru of bliss and gratitude?
Okay, the pain, I was going through a horrible divorce and I was praying really hard. And that's when God said, you are goddess, which means female God energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that changed me profoundly because it took away all my stress and it instilled in me peace and power to persevere through the divorce and the aftermath, which lasted a long time, and enabled me to find harmony within, peace within, healing, miracles with my ex, that absolute miracles, healing, and it's incredible.
And that's in your book. You talk about that in your book.
Yeah.
Which book is that one in? Yeah.
My memoir, God's Answer is No, KNOW, Lessons from a Spiritual Life.
I love that
So
book.
I wrote about that story. Thank you, Joanie. Thank you. It's available at Two Sisters Writing or on Amazon. And I wrote that because I wanted to share the trajectory of my healing and empowerment. And I also love to teach other people how to meditate and how to clear their energy and use the tools that I use every day that are free, that are just truly life-changing and healing.
Mm-hmm.
And so what does my family think? They think I'm awesome. They think I'm a trailblazer and that I'm doing positive things in the world. My father was a former Roman Catholic priest who blessed me as a baby. He baptized me and he asked God to make me a princess of peace. And I had to find the peace within myself first before I could cultivate it in others. And now I do it with strangers and people I know. Princess of Peace is my mission. I had to find the peace within myself first, however, so that I could be that peacemaker for others.
Yes. Yes, and you sure are. You sure are. You exude it, you live it, and you share it. And I'm so grateful for you for coming into my life out of all the people in the world to help me to publish and edit and to write a book. All the people in the world, it's you and your business, twosisterswriting.com. If there are listeners out there right now and they're thinking, oh my gosh, this lady's incredible. I think I want to work with her. Maybe she could help me write a book. What suggestions do you have for that?
I would love that. As a book coach, and as you know, I coached you to write your book in my 6-month program, and you wrote None Better in 5 months, which is amazing. I coach people privately or in groups about how to write a book, learning everything you need to know. And especially for first-time authors, I hold your hand, I teach you, I boost your confidence, but I give you the structure that you need and the information you need to focus your topic and write an amazing story. So you can go to twosisterswriting.com and go to our coaching page. You can schedule a free discovery call over Zoom or the phone to talk about how I can help you and I can meet you where you are and in terms of your writing journey, and we can get started. I would love that. Thanks, Joanie.
You're welcome. And I love it. Discovery call. You don't call for a consultation. You call to discover who you are and discover how somebody can actually walk with you and work with you to do it. And I think that's a big part of Joyously Free is knowing who's on your team, who's in your tribe, who are your people. How about you throw in some 2 cents about that?
Oh, well, my book series is called The Biz Tribe because Biz, again, is my nickname, one letter off from bliss. It's about self-love and doing good things in the world. But then finding your tribe, whether you're gay, LGBTQ+, and you need to find people who are like you, your found family, if your own family will not accept you. It's really important to surround yourself with like-minded people who love and accept and celebrate you just as you are. So we all have to find our tribe.
Yes.
And it should be our big mission to do that because people who have community live longer, live happier. It's huge. It's imperative.
That's why the nuns live so long. You know that? The average age of a Catholic nun is now 82 years.
What?
Think about that. They're living in their tribe. They're living in their community. Just throwing that out there.
I love that. That's amazing.
Well, and that's why there's so many wonderful groups and organizations that bring people together. I know one of the things that I absolutely love is Cynthia Paulson, an author here in Brookings, Oregon. I introduced you to her, and she attends something every Wednesday that you do for free worldwide, or at least United States wide. Would you talk about that?
Yes, Cynthia is amazing, and thank you for the introduction. Every Wednesday, I lead the Goddess Power meditation on Zoom at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, which is 5 o'clock Pacific. And I lead a breathing exercise, an energy clearing, and a guided meditation to help women relax, rejuvenate, and connect with spirit, their inner voice, their higher self, their power, their goddess power. And it's just transformative because everybody comes in and there's so much happening in the world now. They just shut out the world. It's self-care. There's a wonderful sisterhood that's very nurturing that enables us to share how we're feeling in confidence, knowing that you're in a safe space. And there's women all across America, all different ages. And it's just a beautiful experience to spend time with yourself and these amazing women. It's such an honor for me to share my practice, my expertise as a certified meditation teacher to help these women just finally just find some peace.
Yes.
And many times people just turn off their device and go to sleep because it's so relaxing.
It is. It really is. And but I have not fallen asleep yet, but I do go to a different spirit world in what I see and what I hear as you lead me in the meditation. Elizabeth, I can't believe how fast this has gone, but we are down to like a minute. What words for final comments do you have to share with our listeners about celebrating diverse voices?
Well, you should be loud and proud about it. Write your story, even if you never publish it. It's affirming and a celebration of self to reflect on your life. It will help you make the rest of your life the best of your life because you'll see that you're a survivor. You've overcome things. You still have dreams to experience, and it will propel you forward with courage and confidence to live joyously free.
Yay! Yay! Okay, so thank you, listeners, for being a part of Elizabeth Ann Atkins today, co-founder of twosisterswriting.com, celebrating diverse voices. We hope that you have enjoyed her stories, her tips, her hopes, her love, and her joys. She was phenomenal today, so leave us any comments. I give you high tens and clapping like crazy, Elizabeth. I want to also there's so many people to thank. Talk about gratitude. KCIW 100.7 FM, Brookings, Oregon. Tom Bozak, Mike Gorse, Candace, and Rose. Go to kciw.org. And, of course, twosisterswriting.com or get a hold of me, Joanie. You know how to do it. Love and hugs. Smile big and wear bright colors. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Joanie.